the team you can trust.
Many things in our region have been changed forever after the impact of Hurricane Helene, and David Crockett Birthplace State Park in Greene County is no exception. Thanks for joining us.
Well, I've spent most of my life as an adult and a young adult following history, taking photographs and traveling to see historical sites. Sometimes I get there too late and find out what was there is no longer there. It's been destroyed by fire or some other natural disaster. Fortunately, I was able to visit the site where Davy Crockett was born. And I was surprised when I found it. I had never been there before. And we were kind of astonished that it was kind of a small park. Looked a little bit insignificant and kind of humble, but had a nice little museum there. Had a big marker that documented his birthplace. Unfortunately, when Hurricane Helene came, it destroyed everything that we had seen. Everything that was there is gone pretty much. The floods took it out. We had a good time walking around and looking at the different things that were there at the time. According to his own recollections, Crockett was born at the mouth of the Limestone on the Nolichucky River. Crockett evidently related one incident where his brothers were almost killed in a waterfall accident where they were trying to paddle their canoe. It wasn't long after that incident his father decided to move away from the river. Earlier I mentioned the museum, so let's take a look at that right now. Now this is what it looked like when we went to see it, and from what I understand, most of this stuff has been destroyed from Hurricane Helene. And in one case you had some memorabilia like lunch boxes and copies of books and things like that. Walt Disney's Davy Crockett. Also, most of the stuff we saw in there looked like new stuff that was on display to represent clothing worn of that period that Crockett would have probably worn or looked like. Some weapons and accoutrements hanging on the walls and in the cases. The museum or the birthplace looked like it was probably started about 1973, so it didn't have a real long history of being there at all. So they really had quite a collection of monuments and things to look at. It just didn't have a lot to look at, of course. So there probably aren't a whole lot of personal artifacts that survived that I know of, but there probably are some out there somewhere. Anyway, the museum is pretty small. It only took just a few minutes really to walk through it and look at the things they had. The major attraction was the cabin, but I think the thing that was significant about it was that the logs the cabin was constructed were actually logs that were part of the cabin where Davy Crockett lived or was born. Of course, they had been disassembled and brought and reassembled to be at the park. And I don't know, but it sounds like maybe they lost those logs in the flood. Anyway, it's a beautiful place. It's worth visiting. It doesn't take long to see it, and I wish them the best of luck and hope that they will be able to rebuild soon. And I think it's going to come back bigger and better. They'll probably get a lot of support locally to get things back up and going again. It looks like it has a lot of potential. So if you're ever in that area, it'd probably be a good idea to stop by and take a look and go in the museum when they get it back open and support them by buying some souvenirs or t-shirts or whatever they have. So anyway, that pretty much concludes my tour of what we saw. Like I said, we weren't there very long at the time. We stopped by. We probably spent maybe an hour there all together looking around. Appreciate you watching my video. I hope you return and see some more of them. Don't forget me, and please remember to like, subscribe, and share. It goes a long ways. It doesn't cost anything. That's what helps keep me going. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.